York City. What a terrific view of the Manhattan skyline. All eyes are on the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with partners Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. You take a look at the Bulls. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and pad their win total.
Well, Kevin, if they win this game, it would give them a victory in each of the first two meetings this season against these guys. So, you know, they play them two more times after that, so it would get them off to a really good start in the season series.
And Steve, I think they would love to have that kind of leg up and huge advantage if they could. I mean, that goes a long way towards maybe winning the season series with a 2-0 start.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. The 3 and 4 are Luol Deng and Taj Gibson. Derrick Rose is out there with Michael Jordan, and it's Noah in at the 5. And for the Knicks, big 3, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler at the 3, 4, and 5. Amon Shumpert is out there with Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, really not a big scorer, but he's developed into a very good three-point shooter. And then, of course, he does everything else. Passes, rebounds, steals, defends, and he's a great leader in the locker room as well. One of the key components to this club.
Now Rose, averaging 14 points a game. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Leans inside, and there's Michael Jordan, the assist by Rose.
And Steve, you know this. I mean, you love a guy who can impact the game without taking a lot of shots. I mean, Jason Kidd was a great pickup for the Mavs and a big reason why they won a title in 2011.
The drive by Anthony. Here's Stoudemire. Drops in the layup for 2. Stoudemire's got his first points of the night.
And that's why you love this guy. I mean, tremendous work on the offensive boards. He just gets you second chance points.
Shots good by Gibson. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And that result was no surprise, Clark, because they played very loose with the ball that night.
Yeah, they were carefree. Footloose and fancy-free with the ball doesn't get it done. And how often do we see it, Steve? The team that loses the turnover battle loses the game.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Now go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Doris?
They took their first meeting with the Knicks, but Coach knows that they have a lot of work to do this time around. He said they have vets on their team with Melo, Amari, Chandler, and Kidd. They won't make the same mistakes they made the first time around, and we'll have to be better if we want to get another win. Let's see if they can adjust, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
One of the things about Derrick Rose that you love is that he's a gym rat. He's a basketball fanatic. But it's interesting, he's not really into playing a lot of pickup ball in the summertime. In fact, he's even said he doesn't really enjoy the NBA All-Star game that much. He likes the real thing. He wants to play to win.
Going back to Rose in the All-Star game, he even got asked about his not dancing during the East All-Star intros. I mean, he said it just wasn't him. I like it.
I love that. You got to stay with what you do and who you are. Do you. That's what we like to say. He's all business. He's playing in the shadow of number 23, the legendary Michael Jordan, and it's hard to imagine him shaking a leg before a game. So I think Rose is on the right track there.
Shumpert off the pick from Chandler. Shumpert, no good.
Nobody anywhere close to him. Where's the defense? He's got to make that shot, though.
Rose kicks to Jordan. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Anthony.
And once again, last year, the Bulls were one of the best defensive teams in the league. Some of it is the structure and the game plan from Tom Thibodeau, but I think most of it is the front line, the length and athleticism of guys like Noah and Taj Gibson. I mean, that is a long-armed group, and they are active.
A great move to the hoop, capped off with the finger roll. He's an outstanding finisher in close.
Kidd against Rose. Overkill. Rose, that's good. Well, Steve, those long arms you just mentioned for the Bulls, they can reach out and bother a lot of shots, getting in passing lanes, deflecting balls, and think that's one reason scoring against them is so tough.
Well, you know, anytime a shot is challenged, the shooting percentage goes down. Any coach will tell you that. So putting a hand in the face of shooters is something the Bulls are able to do. Muscle flex time on that jam.
He wanted these people, Steve, to hear that one.
He got that right. Going up with some force.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. Now the dish to Shumpert. Chandler with a screen for Shumpert. And stolen by Jordan. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Rose. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And it's 6 points for Rose.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one. Just incredible maturity and leadership. Kevin, Rose sets the tone for this club. He works so hard. He loves the game. And yet he's humble. He doesn't crave the spotlight. He really wants to share the ball and share the glory with his team.
And you love the work ethic, and everything you said is right on point, Steve. I mean, he's prepared, he works hard, he's growing as a leader, he plays the game with the right level of respect and attitude and tenacity. And just as important is that when the game's on the line, he's not shying away from the ball.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And against New York here for the second time this season.
Yeah, it was an easy win, mainly because they completely dominated the paint. The rebounding totals were really astounding.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Bulls making a switch here.
And Kevin, while we have a moment here, let's take a look at the Bulls and see where they ranked over the last month in the NBA stats. First in shooting percentage, first in three-point field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in free throw shooting. A team that makes foul shots gives itself and its coaching staff a lot of confidence.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Boston Celtics.
Well, it wasn't their best shooting night overall. A few guys went cold, and then it seemed to get contagious.
Yeah, you're right. As the game progressed, fewer and fewer shots seemed to find the bottom of the net for him.
That's good.
Well, had a little mini slump there to start the game. Missed his first three, and maybe this one will get him into a groove here.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The drive by Jordan dumps it down.
You know, how exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you've got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
Knicks trail by 8. Poke loose. Shumpert against Jordan. With the lead pass. Brewer with the ball. Takes a three. And he beat the buzzer. But it's no good. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's the Bulls leading by 8. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. Kevin Durant of the Oklahoma City Thunder take on LeBron James and the Miami Heat. More NBA next Tuesday.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end. You know, for the better part of the history of the NBA, Kevin, the Knicks have been a fixture in the playoffs. And up until the last few years, they had missed out, but it looks like they're back now.
So with Rose on the bench, here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Jordan, he's in at shooting guard. Now know it's Gibson and Noah. Jimmy Butler is out there with Heinrich. 6 on the shot clock. At the clock winding down, shot misses. The Knicks go the other way with it. In that stretch where the Knicks are out of the postseason picture, 7 consecutive years, which matched their only other big drought in the 60s. But they're back, Steve, and their roster's improved. They're back.
Yeah, but how far back are they, Kevin? I think that's the question. You know, they've been good enough. They've had a lot of talent over the last couple of years, but the pieces haven't quite fit together. So they're still trying to put it all together as one and trying to make that next step.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, plenty of players have needed to wear face masks at certain points in their careers. But there's one player for whom the mask has become a permanent fixture, and that's Rip Hamilton. After breaking his nose 3 times, he was in danger of needing major surgery if he broke it again. So he's worn the mask ever since. Rip said, "I take pride in it. That's like my cape. There's a lot of great players in the NBA, and that separates me from everybody else. So I love it. It's my identity, and I'll wear it the rest of my career." Kevin?
Well, Doris, it is a signature look. Thank you.
And you look at Bulls head coach Tom Thibodeau, considered by a lot of people to be the
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, it's Jordan on the wing. He feeds it to Noah. Jordan sets the pick for Noah. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Well, Steve, going back to Coach Tom Thibodeau, our listeners might say, well, he's only been a head coach for a couple of years. How could you be so influential? But prior to that, he was an assistant coach in the NBA for 2 decades. And he really built a nice reputation.
And whether it's in Houston or Boston, he's always played that key role in creating those stingy defensive schemes that he's known for. Obviously, he's taken those to Chicago now. The Bulls have been one of the best defensive clubs in the league the last couple of years. So Tom Thibodeau, no question, an excellent defensive coach.
Shumpert against Jordan. And the Knicks making a change here. Chandler's checked in. The Bulls also changing it up. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Hamilton. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. We've got 1:08 left now here in the second. Outside Anthony. Shot clock at 5. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Anthony's got 4 this quarter.
He's as close to impossible to defend as anybody, I think. I mean, he can just torch the defense in so many ways.
Bellinelli passes to Jordan. Right side, Jordan. He dishes it to Bellinelli. Back to Jordan. Can't hit. Knicks trailed by 8.
Question is, do they go 2 for 1 here?
Can they get a good shot in time? That's the question.
Shumpert dishes the kid. From downtown. Kept alive. Gibson against Stoudemire. It's Anthony with the drive. Over Bellinelli. And there's another one for the Knicks.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
Heinrich kicks to Jordan. Over Anthony. That misses where he kind of had it gone in. And that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 6. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's a good one going out in New York. Glad to have you with us for our halftime show. Chicago with the lead against New York. They're certainly playing up to the high standard we've seen through their recent hot streak. Michael Jordan off to a good start. He has 8 points and some nice plays offensively, getting the assists going. And for New York's angle, they've been grinding away. An excellent job of getting into the paint, piling up those second chance points. Carmelo Anthony got off to a good start. He's got 8 points and also has been a factor with his rebounding. And that'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Second half is just around the corner. Thanks so much for stopping by.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
How about the night Derrick Rose is having? He's got 8 points and 3 dimes. I think that was as productive a first half as he could have hoped for.
Yeah, he really came out looking strong right from the opening whistle.
At the 3, 4, and 5, we've got Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler. Jason Kidd is out there with Iman Shumpert. That's the group starting the second half for Mike Woodson. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Guys, it's never been easy for a player to transition from one team to another, but in the case of Rip Hamilton here in Chicago, it's been relatively simple. He says, this team is awesome. Everyone loves each other and holds each other accountable. High praise from someone who has been part of an NBA title team, Kevin.
Well, Doris, that camaraderie is such a key part of winning basketball.
Well, on paper anyway, the Knicks probably have the most intimidating front line in the NBA with Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony. A lot of star power there.
And the basket good.
You know, it is really hard to miss shots that close to the basket.
The 3 from Anthony. Good in the assist to Kidd. And 11 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That's a defensive let-up right there. I mean, they've got to close down on him quicker when he's in three-point range.
Here's Rose. 8 points for him. Steve, that trio you just mentioned, a lot of length, a lot of athleticism. Clark, a lot of skill.
Yeah, they've got a good complement of players along that front line. I mean, Chandler is a terrific defender and locker room leader. And Amari and Melo, you've got guys that really can score the ball, and they're free to concentrate on that. So it's a definite dynamic trio. One of the best front courts in the league, I think.
Jordan against Shumpert. Shot from 6. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket. Jordan's got 10 points.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
Good start for this offense. They're shooting 3 of 4 now from the field, so offense in a good groove.
Iman Shumpert last season started off playing at point guard for the Knicks, a position he played at Georgia Tech, but it seemed he's better off long-term at the 2 or 3 spot. More of a slasher than he is a playmaker, and an excellent defender to boot.
We're all hoping he comes back from that blown knee he suffered in the playoffs against Miami. Anthony backing him down. Kidd, who's covered by Rose. Anthony with the screen on Rose. Kidd kicks to Anthony. Dishes to Shumpert from outside the arc. A second chance effort. Fires the 3. Shot's good. Shumpert's got 9.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this game.
And Shumpert, as you mentioned, Clark, started off playing point guard, but the Knicks concluded that he was better off playing on the wing. Steve, you agree with that assessment?
Oh, no question, Kevin. He's not a natural point guard, but he is a good ball handler. I think you can play him as a combo guard, maybe off the bench, come in for either the point or the 2. But he's a tremendous defensive player, high energy, and an incredible athlete. So, yeah, major asset for his team. You know, I really felt Tyson Chandler was one of the keys to that Mavericks title run in 2011. He was the best defender on the team, really kind of changed the culture defensively for a Dallas team that was perennially an offensive-minded club. So he was just a huge factor in that title.
When you talk about Chandler's impact on the champion Mavericks team, they also... Here's Kidd. Can't hit. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Bulls up by 10. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. The Denver Nuggets take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers live next Tuesday night.
Welcome back. It's time for the fourth quarter and time to check in with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke, to find out who had the Sprite uncontainable game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, it's the Bulls who've had the uncontainable game. Everything seems to be going their way, and right now they look to be in complete control. We'll see if that's the case as we head into the final period.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. The Bulls leading by 10. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls. Jordan in at the 3. Down low, it's Gibson and Noah. Nate Robinson is out there with Derrick Rose. The Knicks shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Shumpert with it. Robinson picks him up. Shumpert passes to Chandler. Stat him up. And he throws it down with one hand.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
The drive by Jordan. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Jordan against Anthony. Noah dishes to Rose. Back to Noah. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight. Knicks trail by 8. Kidd kicks to Shumpert. Back to Kidd. Chandler with a screen for Kidd. Takes the lead pass. He got right to the cup using that screen. 8 points for Tyson Chandler.
Attacking the paint again and again.
You know, they're getting whatever they want. I mean, 8 straight points coming inside.
This just has not been his day so far.
Here's Shumpert. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And we have seen the intensity pick up big time here in the second half.
Well, you can feel the desire from both teams that they really want to win this one.
Jordan inside, covered by Anthony. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And you could actually see it on the Bulls' faces and in the body language of the players last season when Rose tore his ACL, Kevin. It just took all of the wind out of their sails.
Free throw good, Jordan. What's interesting is that Rose had missed a lot of time last year with the team in the regular year, but the Bulls weathered the storm. But once they knew it was gone from them having him in the lineup, I'm sure they felt like it's a different story now. And Steve, they acted differently themselves.
Well, it's one thing to weather the storm during the regular season, but to deal with the absence of a superstar in the playoffs is a totally different deal. And you're right, you could see the difference in the Bulls once the playoffs started in terms of their belief in how far they could go.
And the first one drops. J.R. Smith's checked in for New York. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Deng's checked in. That one misses. Knicks trail by 7. Shumpert with it. He's picked up by Deng. And yes, sir, that one drops. That's 10 points for Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. The drive by Anthony. Pass to Smith. Over Gibson. And it's Smith missing.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Back to Gibson. The pass to Jordan. Over Anthony. Another one falls for Chicago. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high-percentage looks.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Shumpert with it. He's picked up by Dang.
Yeah, trying to put a little mustard on the hot dog there. That was just convert the shot. Come on.
Here's Jordan. Chandler with the defensive effort.
Man, excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
Here's Shumpert. Good in the assist to Kidd. Shumpert's got 9 points now in just the second half.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
Gibson against Stoudemire.
It'll be a turnover. New York ball.
Knicks trail by 7. Kidd kicks to Anthony. Baseline J on the way. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Good game for Chandler. He's got 10 points and 1 assist.
Chandler. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6. Chandler hits them both.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you've got a chance to close the gap, you've got to do it.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Kidd. Gibson passes to Jordan. Lets the 3 fly. That's good. And the Bulls lead by 8.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's over.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
How about that play? Great body control. Still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down. Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
The drive by Jordan. Pass to Gibson. Back to Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Easy shot. Connects. The jumper drops.
They're looking good here, adding to this lead.
Yeah, you know, time winding down here, the score and the clock clearly in their favor.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Count it!
Boy, they saw the opening for that alley-oop, guys, and they didn't waste any time.
Those openings don't stay there for long. That's right. It's got to be an immediate play because those defenses are so fast.
And now we've got the intentional foul. Bulls have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And they go to the intentional foul.
2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Boy, solid. Those are important free throws, guys. Give them a little cushion for that lead.
And Kidd, here we go. Here's Shumpert. Kicks to Chandler. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
And he commits the intentional foul. It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And the Knicks making a change here. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Now here's Kidd. Smith outside. He kicks it to Stoudemire. Over Gibson. Off target from the baseline. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Now it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Michael Jordan.